Hello friends, I'm Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. And today I'm taking another look at, I guess I'm going to call it crowdfunding from now on, but I think every time I'm going to stick to the format of 5 recent games that are on Kickstarter or GameFound or any of the other crowdfunding sites that I thought about but kind of took a pass on. And then we'll look at one game that I still might back. And, you know, before it ends, we'll see how that plays out. Some of these have recently expired. There might be what's it called? And after the fact, you can post campaign order it and still get on it. Late pledge, that's what it's called. Thank you. And this others might still be winding, or might still be ongoing, but winding pretty soon. So it's just recent Kickstarters that I've kind of had my eye on. 5 of them I'm not going to back. I've made that decision. And one I still might. And I'll kind of get into the reasons why for each as we go through it. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first one. The first one is Wayfarers of the South Tigris. This is Garfield Games. They've designed 2 other trilogies so far. The North Sea trilogies. Empires, the North. I don't remember them all offhand. I'm sorry, but there's 3 North Sea ones, and then 3 West Kingdoms. Artisans of the West Kingdom, Paladins, and Viscounts, along with some expansions for each. I've been interested in all these games. They all look very interesting to me. I've not played any of them yet, and this is the newest trilogy. They're starting here with Wayfarers of the South Tigris. I do like what's in it. I'm a big worker placement fan and resource management, and that's kind of what's in here. You know, and the thing with this is the easy one for me to not back, along with all the other previous Kickstarters that I haven't backed from Garfield Games, is that they don't give you anything exclusive. I really appreciate that because you don't have to feel pressured into getting in on the Kickstarter while it's hot. You can kind of buy it at retail for the same price and get the same things in it. There might be a couple little promo packs, but those will also be available in retail or from other sources. So nothing is ever locked out or exclusive to their Kickstarters. They just kind of do it as a way to get some pre-order numbers in. And I really appreciate that about Garfield Games. But what I like about this one is it's a dice worker placement. You're going to get cards, you're going to roll dice, you're going to use the dice to get cards and do things based on the cards you have and what's on your tableau. And like most games, you're going to try to have the most points at the end of the game. You can come here and download the rule book, some videos and stuff. I believe this one's already ended though, and there's no late pledge for this one, I don't believe. Yeah, this one ended on the 12th or so. But yeah, so they always do a great job with their games. From what I hear, I've not played any of them, but they all look really fun, and I would love to get my hands on any of the now 7 games they've made and give them a try. So that's Wayfarers of the South Tigris game I am not backing, and the reasons why are pretty simple. I can get the exact same game in the future at any time, just from retail when it gets released, or any other past games. So that's the first game, the easiest call I had with the most recent games that I've been eyeballing and not backing this one. All right, the second game that I'm not backing this month is Tiny Epic Vikings. I've not played any of the Tiny Epic games. They all look like they're fun. Again, they're very affordable. $25 will get you this game. They love to say that it's kind of a Blood Rage Light or Blood Rage Tiny or whatever the case is. I've never played Blood Rage either, unfortunately. I don't know if it's even going to be a game I'll really like. It seems a lot more Take That-y than a lot of the games I like to play. But I would like to give that one a try. And if this is a mini version of this could be my way of getting kind of my hands on it. But basically, yeah, this is a little bit of, a worker placement, I believe. But you're going to kind of draft things and play them onto the board and use your various resources that you earn. You're trying to conquer lands. You want to have the most Vikings in an area. Obviously, you're taking control of the various regions, and you're drafting cards to kind of help you along the way. Again, $20 for a print and play, that seems super excessive for me. If I'm using my own ink and my own paper and stuff, $20 pledge just to get a print and play, that seems very kind of outlandish in my eyes. For $5 more, you can get the actual hard copy of the game. So if I were going to get this, that'd be what I'd get for sure. And then they got a deluxe version for $30. So really, that's probably what I'd actually get, is one of the deluxe bundles. But yeah, Tiny Epic Vikings goes along with the other Tiny Epics in the series. They're all their own thing. They're tiny games and they're epic. So it's right there in the content. You get some extra shamans if you back the additional $5 more. You can get the shamans expansion. $10 more gets you Ragnarok. Just more cards, more mats, more variety. So I'm all for variety in any game I play. So again, if I would have got this, I probably would have got it at the all-in level. And that's part of what goes into me not getting it, is I just can't afford to get all these games, especially when they're on the crowdfunding sites, where even though they are a reputable source, again, these Tiny Epics, they come out all the time. Various ones, so they're definitely well known and they play well, so this wouldn't be a concern as far as like the publisher or anything goes. It's just I can't keep putting $40, $50, $60, $80, $100 every month into a game, and so I kind of got to pick and choose. And while I'm intrigued by this one, not enough to get the Tiny Epic Vikings game, but if you're interested in it, I believe it's still going. Yes, it's got another week as of today, and today is the 19th of May. So I guess that runs to about the 26th of May. So you got another week, or I guess a half week by the time this video gets posted, to decide if you would like to back Tiny Epic Vikings. All right, the third game that I'm not backing is another Kickstarter game, and that is The Flood. And The Flood is a Euro dice game in line to kind of, I've heard it compared to Catan style, where you go into areas and based on the numbers next to the areas, you're going to get resources based on the dice rolls. I'm vaguely intrigued by this. I do like resource management, generating engines. You're working towards building the best ark to save animals from the flood. I've probably heard that story before if you've heard of the Bible, Noah. So that's the idea that kind of comes behind it, and it's got kind of Catan style-esque gameplay, where you're choosing locations on the board, rolling dice, and getting resources based on kind of the numbers were rolled and what you get. And I'm terrible at Catan. It's too much luck for me. Even if I can kind of dictate the luck, I'm terrible at it. But this one looks, every time I look at it, it looks more exciting. You get these the arcs you can build. It's somewhere on here. So I'm going to scroll down past some of this stuff, but you're gathering resources, you're surveying the land, you're rolling the dice, gathering resources, Catan style, and then you're building an arc. So that's pretty cool. I really like the looks of these components. It just keeps getting better and better every time I look at this page. So I'm excited to see what else they have. But for me, I'm not a big fan of Catan for one, and if it's very Catanish, I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not into the theme. It's interesting, sure. But just the Noah Ark theme, I don't know, intrigues me a whole lot unless you're trying to match up pairs of animals or whatever. I've got animals on board, which you're actually getting the animals for the ark. And in this case, you're just getting resources to build an ark. So it almost seems like the theme's a little tacked on to the play mechanics. I can't speak for certain. I haven't played it. But that's what it seems to me. You could be building in anything. They just happen to place it around the flood. I do think that as the game goes on, the land's going to get more and more flooded, and you're going to have access to less and less, I believe, is what I've heard. So that kind of brings the flood into the theme a little bit. But yeah, so if any of this interests you, it's still got about 2 weeks left as of today. It's got all these great looking little meeple animals. The ark looks pretty cool. Yeah, you get the mammoths, I believe, at some point. Yeah, so like it looks neat. I'm excited for the way it looks. I would love to play it at some time with someone. But for me, I'm just, I'd want to do the all-in, and $149 for a theme of a game I'm not going to play a whole lot, probably. Just a bit too much, especially at even kind of the base-ish levels, 80. So yeah, a little out of my price range for a Catan style game. And so while I'm intrigued by it, I would love to play it. I'm just not interested in backing. I guess it's 55 for the base game, but nobody's going to get the cheapest game when you get the better rewards. Yep, that is the Flood. It looks really neat. It just doesn't look like my kind of game necessarily, so I'm not pulling the trigger on this one. But if you want to, it's got 14 days left, so it'll run till end of June, I guess, at this point. All right, the fourth game I'm not backing is Oranienburger Canal. It's a game by Uwe Rosenberg, I believe. Yep, as a well-known game designer, he kind of created this baby during the pandemic to play by himself or with one other person. So it's a 1 to 2 player game, kind of designed around being a solo game. But Uwe Rosenberg is known for his game design. He's created some of the best games that have ever existed, according to all the critics and Board Game Geek and everybody. A Feast for Odin, Agricola, and Caverna, amongst others. I've not played a lot of his, but they are big Euro. Do things, get points, lots of pieces on the board. And this is a single or 2 player version of basically you're building a canal and you're getting points based on what's around the canal or what you build the canal next to. Yeah, so the reason I'm kind of staying out of this one, I think it's already ended. Yeah, it already funded on the 14th there. But I stayed away from this one just because of the price tag. Like, I play a lot of solo games, as I've mentioned before. And this is really a solo game. I guess it plays 2. I would probably mostly just play it solo. I don't play many 2-player games. And when I do, they're just with my daughter for the most part. Usually if I'm playing a game, it's with 3 or 4 people, 5, 6 sometimes. So, but for a true solo game at €49, that's pretty expensive. I've got plenty of other solo games or games that play more than 2 players that play well solo for €49, whatever you want to call it. And that was kind of my keep out of here. I'm sure it's a great game. I'd love to get my hands on playing it at some point, but not for the 40, whatever, for a solo and 2-player game. So I'm sorry, Uwe. Maybe next time, or I'll get one of your big box games where I can play with more people. So that's the fourth game I am not backing, Oranienburger Canal, and I might be butchering that. I should know better. I've been in Germany for 7 years. But, c'est la vie. All right, finally, the last game that intrigued me, and I only heard about this about a week ago, right before it actually failed to back. But it kind of caught my eye as something I really would have liked to check out, and I really wish it had funded. It's unfortunate that it failed funding by about $4,000, so it was only about halfway there. Really unfortunate, but Moog. It looks neat, but it's a caveman game where you're kind of working cooperatively, sort of. I think it's a semi-co-op, if I read that right. Yeah, semi-co-op, campaign, or solo. Those are all nice words for me. Maybe not campaign so much, but I do like the legendary games for what they are. But solo mode, semi-cooperative, I really enjoy the maybe we're working together, maybe we're not. I just like the drawings. Like, that's what really attracted me to it, is the art style and the playing as caveman, trying to I guess save your cave from the invaders and all the things that cavemen look out for as they're going along life. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that this one couldn't get more eyes on it, and obviously it's too late for now with my eyes on it too, putting this out to the number of you, the small number of you who actually will see this as well. But yeah, that's Moog, I believe is how it was pronounced. It didn't fund, so even if I had backed it, I would have, gotten return on investment. That's unfortunate. I hope Nuts Publishing comes back, maybe cleans up the art style. I could see maybe that's what turned it around, turned people away. The card stock doesn't look like, if that's the game board, that looks like a sheet of paper. So, maybe if they clean up some of the things that might have held people back and come back with this, I'd be interested in the future again. So So there you are, Nuts Publishing, and I don't remember the designer's name offhand. There you go, Nicholas Hook. So yeah, hopefully he comes back, cleans it up a little bit, and then gives it another go in the future, because I, for one, am interested. And maybe if you are too, you can keep your eyes out in the future. All right, so those are the 5 games I am not backing. Now let's take a look at the one that I may still back, and I'm running out of time to decide. I'm still leaning towards probably not, but it is Broken and Beautiful. It's a little, card filler game where you're, what is it called here? Kintsugi, the art of putting ceramics back together with gold, basically. So then that's what you're doing in the game. You're drafting vases and cups and the like. At some point, they might get broken, and if they do, then you've got to use your gold pieces to flip them over, and then they're more valuable. They're worth more points to you if you do it. So kind of you want to draft the things as you play, break them, and then be able to fix them with the gold bits you've acquired. It's a quick playing card game with resources. It looks fun. It looks quick. It looks easy to learn. Everything in my wheelhouse. It's small. It's not expensive. $16 will get the game. $30 will get you, the upgraded bits of the game, which is metal instead of wood components and a little bit nicer cards. So I think on this one, I'd probably just get the standard edition. It doesn't seem like that big of an upgrade to upgrade to the deluxe for nearly twice as much money. For a card game, I don't think I need all the deluxe bits and bobs. And that's another thing I don't really understand how their upgrades work. They're kind of based on these goals and things. It's just not as clear as normally they are. If it raises this much money, then this unlocks. That's not how these unlocks are happening. So I'm not real sure how to even push for trying to get the more unlocks for the upgrades. I'm probably not going to end up backing this. Mostly just because I don't know that I need to spend $16 on a little card game that's going to cost almost that much in shipping as well. It looks fun. Definitely a filler style game that I am interested in definitely playing. But I think after I played it a few times, it probably will have worn out its welcome, perhaps. I don't know. I've not tried it. But yeah, so I'm still up in the air about backing this, but I'm leaning more towards no at this time. And that's Broken and Beautiful. It has funded. It's got 33 hours to go as of this recording, which means by the time you see the video, it already have been ended. But there might be a late pledge you could get on if you want to check it out yourself. Please do. And that's about that. So I have been Brian, and this has been my crowdfunding is kind of what I'm going to call this video. The second one I've done now, one every month, is kind of what I'm planning on doing. I don't know that there'll be that much interest in A, my videos, and B, enough things I'm interested in every month to go with the format. I've gone with the 5 and 1, but we'll see. And that's kind of my plan right now. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button to get more content like this and everything else I'm pushing out, about one video a week. And yeah, we'll try to see you next time. Bye.